Have you ever wondered what it truly means to be an adult? I'm not just talking about turning 18, driving a car, or being able to drink legally. Being an adult goes far beyond these conventions. It's an internal journey that often can take years, even decades, to complete. Today, let's explore the 12 essential elements of an adult identity, seen through the lens of psychotherapy. Let's begin. Becoming an adult is a process not necessarily tied to age. We can be 92 years old and still slowly saying goodbye to adolescence. If we lived until 450, many of us would still be struggling to acquire the fundamental constituents of an adult mind. Emotional and psychological maturity is a complex and individual journey. There is a definition of adulthood that deserves our attention, especially the one offered by psychotherapy. This discipline is dedicated to charting a path from psychological childhood to maturity. And within this perspective, we find a profound and enriching view of what it truly means to be an adult. So, what are the 12 elements of an adult identity as seen by psychotherapy? Element 1. Understanding how our childhoods have shaped who we are today. This knowledge allows us to look at our lives with a clearer perspective. We are not confused by questions like, how did your relationship with your mother influence how you see women? Or, how did your father shape your sense of what a man can be? By understanding these influences, we gain greater control over our reactions and behaviors. Element 2. Giving up the temptations of believing we can be simpler than we are. We accept that we need to explore our minds deeply to bring about the changes we seek. Believing that we can change just by willpower is an illusion. We need to recognize that our past has a significant impact on who we are, and to change, we must be willing to dive into the deepest parts of our psyche. Element 3. Developing a sober appreciation of how easy it is to lie to ourselves. We understand the vast extent of denial in our relationship with reality. Often, we feel sad when we are actually angry, anxious when there is something specific worrying us, or severe and proud when we are avoiding vulnerability. Recognizing these distortions helps us deal with our emotions in a healthier and more authentic way. Element 4. Learning to communicate to others with precision about what is really happening inside us. We do not expect to be understood without speaking, and we learn to translate our paranoia and anger into something others can understand. This makes us less prone to misunderstandings and strengthens our interpersonal relationships. Element 5. Understanding the difference between what someone intended to do to us and what we experienced in their hands. We realize that not all the hurt we recorded was fueled by a conscious desire to harm us. This understanding helps us forgive and release resentments we unnecessarily carry. Element 6. Forgiving ourselves for the strangeness of our minds. We learn to appreciate our peculiar thoughts and the startling surprises of our fantasies and dreams without condemning ourselves or censoring others. Accepting our peculiarities allows us to live more authentically and with less shame. Element 7. Allowing ourselves to feel anger about certain things that may have happened in our lives, but not getting stuck in rage. We maintain a genuine balance of ideas about our progenitors, recognizing that difficult things may have happened, but that they were not necessarily bad. This acceptance frees us from the cycle of guilt and resentment. Element 8. Accepting that reality can be less terrible than we suppose. We understand that many of our difficult stories may be coloring our perspectives, and that catastrophes do not happen as often as in our minds. This helps us live with more serenity and less anxiety. Element 9. Accepting that our moods depend on the whims of our bodies. We get better at monitoring our sleep and valuing peaceful nights. We avoid meaningful conversations after 9 p.m., recognizing that our physical state affects our emotional and mental state. Element Team. Learning that we do not need to say everything that comes to mind immediately. We can record a desire to blow up a relationship, but choose to hold on to it for a while. We develop space between what we feel and what we need to do or say. This pause allows us to act with more wisdom and less impulsivity. Element 11. becoming patient and encouraging with those who are less advanced than we are. We do not criticize them for not having figured everything out yet. We remember the times we were given a break and offer the same kindness to others. Empathy and patience are clear signs of emotional maturity. Element 12. Remaining aware that any progress we feel we have made is always temporary. We hold our victories lightly, knowing that a new storm can come at any time. We appreciate each calm day and lose our taste for excitement, embracing the idea of a deliciously calm and uneventful life. Being an adult is a continuous journey of self-discovery and acceptance. It is a process that involves understanding and dealing with our emotions, our past influences, and our present relationships in a mature and conscious way. By incorporating these 12 elements into our lives, we can move closer to true emotional and psychological maturity. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.